So let me try sharing my screen. If you're not familiar, Pay.Party is a democratic tool to distribute funds to each other based on voting. So get my screen shared up here. Mechanically, the application really hasn't changed for the past few weeks. However, we've made a lot of changes to the UI that are improvements. So for example, if we go into create party, I'll turn this on light theme. Maybe it's easier to see if it's light theme. I don't know. What do you guys think? Light theme or dark theme? Doesn't matter.
Sure.
Okay.
It's too light.
If we wanted to like name a party, right, we can say this test party on Zoom. We can describe it. We can describe the party with anything. And here's something kind of cool. So last time, inputting addresses was kind of like chunky, but now we can do all sorts of stuff. So we can type in ENS, hit enter or comma, and it'll automatically pop up with this little box. We can exit out. If we want to bulk add, say for example, from like tip party, you get that CSV, we can just bulk add that and we'll get all of those. So we can use ENS, we can use normal addresses. If we do something wrong, say like not an ENS, we won't actually be able to review and confirm this, and will be highlighted red. So we can just exit out. So this is just a bunch of addresses. I'm just going to leave them here. But if we do the same thing here, I don't know, maybe exit out a few people just randomly, and then we hit continue, we'll get this review screen. So if we wanted to review stuff, say we saw that maybe the count was wrong, we can hit edit, go back, we can see, okay, 13.8. Yeah, that sounds right. Sure. Maybe not. Maybe we want smear out or something. I don't know. Hit continue. We can confirm this, and this will bring up my MetaMask. You probably can't see it, but I'm basically signing a message. Hit sign, takes us to the voting screen. I'll go ahead and distribute 40 votes. So right now, it's non-configurable for the amount of votes that you can distribute to, or it's proportional to the amount of candidates that are in an election. So right now it's 5 votes for every candidate. So this many people, what is that, 8? So 40, we can just distribute a bunch of votes. Can't really go over. If we go down, we'll hit vote. Once again, if you could see my MetaMask, you would see that I'd be signing a message via EIP 712. So basically you get to see all of the votes and the message that you're signing in something called type data for messages. It's just a nice way of like knowing what you're signing for. And this should bring up, well, it's undefined right now, but that's strange. Of course, things like to break when we're live. So I'll just go ahead and refresh that. And I might actually be throttling my network right now because for testing. Let me check real fast.
Or your Infura has fallen over.
I would not be surprised. No throttling. Okay. Usually I like put it on like throttling. Okay, well, pretend that works. Another neat thing, thanks to some of the handiwork that Bliss has done, is that sweet little token distributor component sort of deal. So if we wanted to say distribute 1 Ether, we can distribute that, or we can look up any sort of token. So GTC, for example, or maybe we want Uniswap, maybe anything. We could go through the motions, approve that, and distribute that. I'm really curious as to why that didn't work. That hasn't ever happened, but cool. So yeah, that's where it's at right now. And I think the next feature that we really have to add is probably better endpoints for like an open API that can support like more composability across tooling, like we were talking about a few minutes ago. That'd be really cool. So we can like keep working on applications that kind of like have a higher order structure of looking down into like these different products. So developing some cool endpoints for that would be nice. And also confetti. There's no confetti, and that's just like a total like, that sucks. Anyway, so that's it.
What's the other page show that we're not seeing? Just for folks that haven't seen a Pay.Party, can you just talk through that last page of distribution?
Last page of distribution.
The last page, like after everybody has voted, then basically Super Fizz can go in there and he can YOLO funds at that ratio to everyone.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I totally forgot to mention strategies. So that's a really important thing. So basically, like, there's different strategies that you can use to distribute funds. I was actually about to open a PR for 2 new strategies, but right now there's linear and quadratic strategies, and that's basically how you weigh votes. So everybody's given these 5 votes, right, in this example, but how those are actually weighed depends on the strategy that you choose. So for example, like a linear strategy will be a 1-to-1. 1 vote counts as 1 vote. Whereas something like a quadratic strategy is every vote is the square root of the number of votes that you give to that particular candidate. It's kind of confusing to say it out loud, but it makes sense like mathematically, because it kind of levels out the distribution a bit more. So if you have whales that are, say, dumping all of their votes into one particular person, using a quadratic strategy will level that out. It will basically mean that things that like a super whale that dumps all of their votes in one candidate it won't count that much. It'll count the square root of the total number of votes. So if they distribute 25 votes to one person, then it's 5 votes that are actually received for that. So that's useful for like for just flattening more distributions. However, like any strategy can be implemented. So we can have, say, exponential or logarithmic strategies, or winner takes all, or top 3, or even, least amount of votes. Like pretty much anything can be used for that.
Just 30-second warning, Hans.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. Yeah. Now
Good stuff. That address list. That address list is amazing. I want that address list in all my apps. The way you can paste them in like that, it's so good. I want to have a Pay.Party to reward whoever made that address list.